Hi, Pete.
Hey.
7-0 now.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I'd like to take credit for it, but I can't. I mean, it was, our best team game of the playoffs. I knew our group would respond. They have all year, individually and collectively as a team, and they didn't disappoint.
What does a win like this and going to a conference final and going on a long playoff run in a more non-traditional hockey market, what impact can that have on the next generation of fan?
Yeah, well, I think we've grabbed the local attention here, of the Dallas fan, and if you see this team play and how hard they play and the brand of hockey they play, it's hard not to become a fan of the group. And so it's nice that we're the only game in town right now, and the guys are you can feel it in the community when you're around. It's exciting.
So it's Vegas, Pete.
Vegas, yes.
How are you feeling about this reunion in the conference final?
There's a lot to unpack there. I think we'll just enjoy tonight and talk about that as we go forward.
Pete, I think Tracy just mentioned that. I think that's 2 series-winning goals for Wyatt Johnston. Just what has his impact been, and how? And you talked during the regular season how he kept getting better. Has that followed through in the playoffs as well? Yeah,
and what a goal! Like it's not just a goal. Like it's a goal that it's hard to explain. I mean, I don't know how many players would think about doing that, never mind pull it off and score like that on that play. So it's an elite world-class play by one of the youngest players in the league. Just phenomenal. And I can't say enough about him. I mean, he's been fantastic all year. He's a big part of our group, and it feels like the deeper we get, the more we rely on him, more responsibility he wants.
So, Coach, Jake in his post-game presser just talked about your calm demeanor. I know you don't want to take credit for your 7-0, but he gave you some credit and said that trickles down to your group, and that's huge, and that you don't panic afterwards. Is that something that you've always had, or did you just kind of embrace that as a hockey coach?
Yeah. Oh, well, I appreciate that coming from Jake, who's, for me, our calming presence as a team, with how he plays. No, it's something you learn as a coach. I mean, I think you come into the league, fiery and excitable, and you realize, you can have more impact picking your spots and being a calming presence when there's a lot of chaos going on. And in Game 7, there's a lot of emotion. There's the guys are wound up. There's nobody that isn't ready to play, that give everything they've got. They know the stakes. So, I think our staff, has tried to stay even-keeled there. And let's be honest, we didn't win anything tonight. We advanced. We've still got a long way to go, and we've got a big test coming next.
What was the key for your defensive game? It seems like you guys possessed the puck very well, and then that helped keep them on their heels.
Yeah, Game 6 was a little bit of an aberration. I guess probably Game 3 and 6 in the series, where we turned the puck over, fed into the things that they do well, and didn't give ourselves a chance in either of those games. But the other games, including Game 1, which we lost in overtime, I thought we played a real solid brand of hockey. I mean, we were pretty good defensively. They're an opportunistic team. You got to give them credit. I should have led with that, because I was really impressed with the job Dave Hackstall and his staff did, but also how hard that team played and how as a team they played. They were relentless right up until the buzzer tonight. So hats off to them. Real impressive season and effort by that group. And they made us earn it. But I thought, other than 3 and 6, when we played smart hockey, I thought we took over big portions of those other games, like we did tonight.
Coach, 2 things. You've been involved in a handful of Game 7s before. This one feel any different than any of the rest, or are they all the same?
They're never all the same, you know. It was awesome. I mean, the rink was electric. Big win. You know, there was a lot of noise around us coming into this game because of Game 6, and a lot of doubt planted in our group and individually on some players. So I was just really proud of our response. We dug in and stuck together and responded the way I knew we would.
Jake Ottinger hasn't been in the NHL forever, but he did say or infer that he thought that this team was good enough to win a Stanley Cup now, that they were in the right window to do it. You agree with him?
Well, there's only 4 teams left, so we might as well take a shot at it here. I mean, you know, 4 weeks ago there was 32. You know, you're down to the final 4, so you know you're not near the finish line, but you can probably see it somewhere down the road there. It's definitely a lot closer than it was a week ago, and that's what we're here for. I mean, that's the goal, but we've got a gigantic test here first.
First of all, great game, Coach.
Thank you.
Talk about Jake and just his resilience, you know, throughout this entire series, the amount of goals that have been scored, and he just comes back like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, his mental toughness. You know, I told him this morning at pregame skate, he's the best response goalie that I've had the opportunity to coach. And when I say response, I mean when either our team or he has an off night, you know, the next night he's locked and loaded and ready to go. And I knew he'd do it again tonight, and he did. And you know, that's the backbone of what we're about. And he's elite, and I'm glad he's going to get a few days rest because we've been riding him pretty hard here. He'll be ready for the next series.
Pete, a few things all on the same line. Just the start of the game, how important was that? And then was it frustrating, encouraging, all the chances you guys got but weren't able to convert?
Yeah.
And then leading into that, how big was Rope's goal to break through?
Yeah, the first goal was critical. I loved how we started. I loved how we played. I thought we got better. You know, I liked our first period. I liked our start. I thought the second period we really went up another level. And but the first goal is critical. I mean, you know, if you don't get that first goal, that momentum can shift pretty quickly despite all the good things you're doing. So big time goal by, you know, the guy who's been clutch for us the entire playoff. I mean, he was a beast again out there today. I mean, he could have had 2 or 3. So he's been fantastic.